With 4 wins in ACC play, they're in the top 4 in the conference as they get set to tip this one off from Syracuse. Orange had it for a moment, but Notre Dame does take over with the first possession. Olivia Miles quickly with the ball in her hands, and there you see the starting 5. Dara Mabrey, Sonia Citron, Kylie Watson, and Maddie Westbeld coming off a career game for the Irish, and their last one, a win against Wake Forest. Here is Westbeld with the ball. Starting 5 for the Syracuse Orange, Dyaisha Fair, the player that Jazz just talked about. She and Tisha Hyman, a great duo they've become in the backcourt. Georgia Woolley, Dariana Lewis, and Kyra Wood, the starting 5 for Syracuse. Fair, driving the lane, takes the first shot, gets the friendly roll.
Both teams started off just taking their time, looking for their best shot. Not surprised to see Dyaisha Fair with the first basket of this game.
Watson had it tapped as she was looking for the post-to-post passing into Westbeld. Orange looking to get out and run with Tisha Hyman, and they do.
And this is what this Syracuse team looks to do, turn their defense into offense.
Notre Dame 13-2 overall, 4-1 in ACC play. Their only loss in conference coming last Sunday on the road at North Carolina. Said they learned and grew a lot from that loss as there was a foul on the floor against the Orange.
Syracuse foul on number 24, Dariana Lewis. First personal, first team.
That foul was called against Dariana Lewis. You see Coach Lickett Jack already getting in the ear of the officials a little bit. Mabrey. A couple of bounce passes doing the trick.
It's a beautiful post-to-post pass for the easy finish underneath.
First points for the Irish. Fair. Drive into the basket, why not? Miles, always a willing passer, finds Westbeld.
It seems Notre Dame always has that emphasis of getting their bigs to run to the rim. There's always a first post down. Usually presents a mismatch because you know the guards are usually the first people back, so you get that big on little for an easy finish.
Good start to this one so far. Orange in the lead. This is just the second-ranked opponent that Syracuse has faced this season. They nearly knocked off then number 6 NC State. Would like to try to pick up that first top 10 win of the season today with the Irish in town. Turnover on Notre Dame. Watson goes off. Lauren Ebo has come on the floor for the Irish. The Texas transfer has been a key player off the bench all season long for Notre Dame.
Yeah, she had 19 rebounds in that UNC loss. One of the few bright spots from that game.
Mabrey. Citron usually such solid hands, just couldn't quite hang on, and then Syracuse is able to take it away.
I will look to see Syracuse stay disruptive in this game. Against Boston College, they had 28 points off turnovers, so they are going to try to disrupt and take Notre Dame out of their comfort zone and what they like to do.
Yeah, Jasmine, Syracuse number 1 in the ACC in steals. They average nearly 11 per game. Woolley off the front of the rim, nearly got her own rebound. Mabrey crosses over a couple of times, pulls up just beyond the free throw line, is good.
Nice little pull-up off the drag screen.
Ties us up at 6. Hyman takes the shot. Oh, big rebound pulled down by Wood. Miles, though, the player to come away with it for Notre Dame. Streaking down the floor, gets open, makes the basket.
She is incredible in the open floor. Not someone you want to let get downhill too much.
She is fun, isn't she? I mean, the two players you said to keep an eye on, Fair and Miles, already heating up for their respective teams. Fair, she's got a couple crossovers of her own. Now Woolley trying to capitalize with the 3. Hyman came flying in for that rebound.
Syracuse been active on the offensive board early, though. Getting themselves some more opportunities. Just got to get something out of them.
Ebo calling for it inside. Westbeld is fouled on her attempt, so she will be headed to the free throw line. But Notre Dame leading 8-6 so far. Jazz told you to keep an eye on the 2 point guards for these teams. Well, here's why. Fair can put on a show, and so too can Olivia Miles. And even though it is Doggy Day at the Dome and Jazz and I are at home, we might give our canine companions a little love as well. Stick around. Maddie Westfeld on the free throw line as Kyra Wood picked up the foul just before the break. Westfeld coming off a career high, tying 25 points on Thursday, and Notre Dame's win against Wake Forest. That's the most by any Notre Dame player this season. Notre Dame back with the basketball.
Syracuse making it tough for Notre Dame to get the ball where they want it, kind of just passing around the 3 point line.
That inside post pass has been guarded well for the most part early on in this game. Syracuse trying to get back in the scoring column as the Irish are on that 8-0 run. Miles hitting the accelerator as she heads down the floor.
No one ever got back to pick up the ball. She just went coast to coast, uncontested, and that's for sure going to be an easy layup from Miles every time.
Do not give an open lane to Olivia Miles. That is just never going to work out well for the opponent. The Irish run continues. They've now doubled up the orange. Syracuse needed some points, and they get them from the 3 point line. Elena Rice in off the bench doing the honors.
Who is also coming off quite a game herself against Boston College with her 17 points.
Yeah, so she's trying to bring some of that good energy off the bench, get the orange kick started a little bit with their offense. 8 to shoot for the Irish. Good hands by Fair. Goes behind the back, adding off. Little extra flair as she goes down the floor, and then there is a foul. Here comes Syracuse. Dyaisha Strong with the bucket.
She got that ball up quick, got it down there to the block, and just a strong, tough finish for the and one.
Dyaisha Strong, a grad transfer from Wichita State, where she spent the last couple of years, and started to really pick things up the last couple of games in particular. Makes the free throw for the 3 point play. Has averaged 12 points per game, shot 62% from the floor, and 7 rebounds per game over her last 2. And just like that 6-0 run from Syracuse, we're tied. Not for long, says Ebo.
She is also a very efficient scorer down there on that block.
12 of Notre Dame's 14 points coming into paint. Woolley drives it, makes it.
It's a great take. She's a great scorer for this Syracuse team. In ACC play, she's averaging 13.8 herself.
KK Bransford, only true freshman on this Notre Dame roster, has her first 2 points. Rice had it blocked by Citron. Wide open look for Lewis. She's frustrated, not able to finish that one off. Miles. Fair. Little off on the three-point try. Pretty fast tempo as both teams flying here in Syracuse. Irish lose it out of bounds.
Can definitely feel the speed of this game pick up, but you want to see the decision still be right. Taking the right shots, taking care of the ball, not making a turnover. But the tempo, I'm expecting it to be fast.
These teams number 2 and 3 in scoring in the ACC. Notre Dame over 81 points per game. Syracuse just about 78 for the season. Fair in the corner. 3 to shoot. Needs to get a shot off. Now she's ready to take it. And there is a foul on the rebound. Actually is going against Notre Dame as Sonia Citron is whistled for the foul. So a fresh 20 for Syracuse on the inbounds. Fair. Throws it up and makes it 6 in the game for Dyaisha Fair.
Just such a quick take. She finishes on the other side of the rim, so even with the size on her, not able to have her shot blocked by Citron.
Evo got it into Westbeld, but the defense was ready for it. You said, Jazz, that both of these teams talked a lot about the defense and the intensity they were going to have to bring in this game. You can see why with what these teams are doing, going up and down the floor.
You know, in the past when I talked to Coach Ivey, she had mentioned that Sonia Citron was her defensive stopper. She usually guards the best player. And it's a handful trying to slow Fair down.
As Fair is fouled on this drive. 14.3 left in our first quarter. Irish haven't scored in over 2 minutes, but Fair looking to give her team the advantage. That was Westbeld who committed the foul, her first for Notre Dame. And as always, Dyaisha's dad in the house. If you weren't sure, you are now looking at his custom-made gear, which I very much appreciate. Dyaisha Fair, one of the captains for the Syracuse team, one of several players who followed Coach Jack over from Buffalo, along with Georgia Woolley in the starting lineup. Can't hit the free throws, though, so now the Irish with a chance to take the lead at the end of the quarter. Mabrey still has it in her hands. Mabrey not giving it up. It's blocked. Kyra Wood, the long arm of the defensive law for Syracuse, knocks it out.
Yeah, she just got too deep amongst the trees and sent that one right to the bench.
Mabrey, last shot of the quarter. Can't get it to fall, so we will stay tied up at 16. Good one here so far in Syracuse. The Orange hanging right with number 7, Notre Dame.
Since I was little, I wanted to be a part of a team.
Former players leading the way for their teams.
I love seeing Black women in leadership positions and having success. And, you know, just as a player, having a former player coach you, they understand what it takes. They get the ups and downs, the adversity of a season, the how rigorous it can be, and it's fun to play for a player coach.
It's automatic respect, isn't it? Because you know they've been there and they've been in your shoes. Hyman drives with the right. Had a couple of runs in that first quarter. Notre Dame actually finished without a field goal for the last couple of minutes of the first, but remain tied at 16. 5 now for Syracuse as Woolley drives, and Westbeld pulls down the rebound. Miles, Citron, little fake. Miles, Westbeld, Irish swinging it around. Left-handed drive by Citron. And this is going to go against Notre Dame, the foul. Actually, it's against Ebo. Citron on the drive, but Ebo picks up the foul, her first. Such a new-look Syracuse team this season. 9 newcomers, 7 transfers, 2 freshmen. Of course, Coach Jack new in the head coaching role as well. But this team, thus far, proven they can hang with the best. There are only 2 losses in conference play, to Louisville and then to 6th-ranked NC State. That's their only home loss of the season, and they just about did knock off the Wolfpack in that game. Both teams struggling to score here to start the second quarter. Miles takes care of business.
Saw some opportunity there to maybe even find Mabrey wide open in the corner. You know, she's not going to miss too many open threes. So when she gets a good look at it.
Ball taken away. Those points by Miles were the first for Notre Dame since the 2:27 mark of the first quarter. You wanted it, Jazz. There it is. And I tell you what, Notre Dame wants to get Mabrey going. She has been uncharacteristically cold from 3 as Ebo gets the block. The last few games, Mabrey just 1 of 18 from 3. And this is one of the top active three-point shooters in the country. Miles with style to the rim.
That swaggy take she has. That's how she described her game, as being swaggy.
And we support that. You and I got a chance to see Notre Dame on the road earlier this season at Virginia Tech, and I think we both agreed that word was very suitable for Olivia Miles.
It sure is.
Ebo. Well defended again inside. Woolley spins to her left. It's going to be Notre Dame basketball.
I tell you, both teams, when they transition, it is quick. It is fast. It is putting a lot of pressure on their defense to get back and stop the paint first.
Number 22,
Now Miles is going to get a little bit of a break here. We'll see if that changes anything in terms of tempo and direction for Notre Dame. Kylie Watson back on the floor, so Mabrey's going to handle the ball handling duties at the moment. Sikasam Prosper is also out there, the early enrollee who just joined the Irish after Christmas. Number 4, she passes inside to Watson. Westbeld had it blocked. And then Syracuse, well, they kept it in. They've got to get it over midcourt. Okay, crisis averted. Now getting into the offense. Fair, that's a mismatch.
She still has the mismatch.
See if she opts to go. 6 points in the game for Fair, who averages just under 20 for the season, 3rd in the ACC. Woolley in the corner. It's going to be a foul against the Orange on the rebound attempt. Asia Strong picking up her first.
Team foul number 1.
Now, points in the paint have been the story of the game so far. You see those 3-point numbers just above the score line there on your screen, because the threes aren't falling so far in Syracuse this afternoon. All 9 Notre Dame field goals have come in the paint. They're looking for more. They get it. That's Prosper. She's smooth now.
She is. I've really been impressed by her so far. In each game, we've seen more of her. You see her get more comfortable. And Coach Ivey just mentioned that she's just soaking everything all up. She's a sponge. She processes film and all the feedback super quick.
How about that dish, huh? From Hyman, finding Strong. Westbeld wanted to dump it inside to Watson. Strong was there defensively, blocks it. Candy turned to O. Credit Notre Dame for hustling back defensively, not giving any sort of an open look in transition. Woolley to Strong, who is fouled.
It's a nice gnashing the baseline, keeping her dribble.
And it is a 2-point game here in Syracuse. Number 7, Notre Dame up 22. Out hard hat, but Syracuse has to win the game to hand out the hard hat to the hardest working players. So still a long way to go, but some good effort so far off the bench for Strong.
I love that hard hat philosophy and just giving the players something else to focus on other than, you know, the stat sheet. It's how you impact the game. It's all how hard you play. It's how you, can motivate your teammates. I think it's really cool.
And I appreciate the extra. It's not just a hard hat. It has bling. We'll try to get a picture of that for you guys later if you have not seen it. It's been all over Syracuse's social media account. They love their blinged out hard hat, which is something Coach Jack brought with her, that idea when she took over. Bransford so good at driving the lane and does.
It's a nice, strong finish. She has such great size at that wing position.
You can see the depth and the confidence that Niele Ivey has in her bench right now. Several players off the bench on the floor for Notre Dame. Ebo, Bransford, Prosper, all out there. I want to tell you about next Saturday's college basketball doubleheader. Matt Cleveland leading Florida State as they take on Pitt. That is game 1 at 3:30 Eastern. Then we head to the Dean Smith Center. North Carolina hosting NC State. That is really all you need to know. Anytime two of those teams with a triangle play one another, you know you're in for a good one. And it should be a great afternoon of hoops on ACC Network and the ESPN app. Another block inside. This time it's Wood.
Yeah, Syracuse doing a great job at protecting the rim.
Strong traveled as she was making her way to the basket. It's just the fourth
live with
turnover,
that one,
though, by Syracuse. Yep.
Yeah.
Not in the
Keep
open
her
floor,
aggressive.
right?
Mm-hmm. Dead ball turnover.
Prosper. Elena Rice. And Lewis not on the floor at the moment as Rice makes the shot.
Speaking of the hard hat, that is last
you were reading
game's
my mind.
hard hat winner.
Yep, Elena Rice, the last one to win it with that 17-point performance in the win at Boston College. But it's not just the points. Here's Mabrey, short on the 3. Rice leading the break, bounce passes over to Strong, and the putback is good by Wood. Syracuse back in front by 1. Mabrey 10 to shoot now for Miles. As she stepped on the baseline. You can see what she thought. Felt like she was bumped out of bounds, but no foul called by our referees.
Yeah. I think she just got herself in a little bit of trouble, tried to just skinny by, and wasn't as much space as she thought it was.
Strong. Orange are going to get another opportunity. Tell you what, there are no, or at least very few, easy games anywhere in ACC women's basketball. Number 7 getting all they can handle from Syracuse this afternoon, as Mabrey now has 4.
Yeah, ACC basketball has definitely been exciting to watch.
And Syracuse has been a part of that. I mean, the Orange still looking for, as we mentioned at the top, a signature win and win against a ranked opponent. There's a 3 for Mabrey. Maybe that's what gets her going.
I think so, and it looks like her team knows she's been cold. They're making sure she gets good looks, and she's confidently taking them. Whether they go in or not, she has to keep shooting.
Rice is fouled as she tries to go to the basket.
Olivia Miles, her first, team foul number 3.
Foul was on Olivia Miles, her first, so that puts Elena Rice, the Auburn transfer, on the line. This is actually her 3rd school. She played at Florida A&M, was a MEAC Rookie of the Year there, and then Auburn. Last year was her first year at Syracuse. And as we mentioned, hard hat winner in the last game for her efforts at Boston College. You can see a little bit of that bling on the front. You know, we told you about the 17 points, also 5 rebounds, and tied a season high with 5 steals. Miles, you gotta step up and stop her.
You have to. When she gets downhill, she is really hard to stop, and she just finishes so well around the rim.
5-point Notre Dame lead. Foul on the floor will halt things for a moment. Just under a minute to play in our second quarter from the JMA Wireless Dome in Syracuse.
For Syracuse, number 5, Georgia Woolley.
So there was a foul on Kylie Watson, her second personal on the play. Syracuse ball under the basket. Hyman was waiting for Fair to get open. Here she is. Look inside. Wood will give it a go again. It's blocked by Ebo. Both these teams showing they know something about blocking shots.
Syracuse has really done a good job on the offensive glass. I feel like a lot of the shots they've missed, they've been able to recover some of them.
Hyman trying to get in the paint, does dishes. And it's Mabrey out in front for Notre Dame. She loses it. Fair now starts to race off the other direction. 6 straight misses for Syracuse, trying to find one to go in. Not going to happen that possession. Anybody have enough gas to get back up and down the floor? You know Miles does. Mabrey takes the dribble, gets her shot off, doesn't go, but number 7 Notre Dame does have a lead. 5 points, 31-26, but a great one so far as the 2 guards Jasmine Thomas told you to watch for leading their teams. It's a good one here in Syracuse as we send you to this. Pretty impressive considering the Orange were picked 10th. Still a long way to go though, but both teams looking for their 5th ACC win of the season. Woolley had it in the corner, 5 to shoot now for Syracuse. Hyman drives, and it's an empty first possession. starting 5 back out on the floor for both teams. Westbeld now to Watson, and her left is good.
That was currently Watson with the Notre Dame field goal. They lead 33-26.
Notre Dame is really great at their post-to-post passing and finishing. They have a great chemistry with their bigs.
Woolley takes the 3 and hits it. Maybe the 3 ball will play a part this afternoon. We'll see.
You manifested it. You spoke it into existence, and they come out and they start the half with a 3.
You see the numbers. The teams were 2 for 17 combined from 3 in the first half. Westbeld goes down a bit awkwardly, but just hands on the basketball in the eyes of our referees. Jump ball the call. Miles, 6 on the shot clock, flips it back over to Westbeld.
She had a good look at it, just couldn't get that one to fall.
Woolley to Wood, and it's good off the glass.
Notre Dame 33, Syracuse 31.
I love to hear Coach Jack talk about how Wood is just a leader and a hard worker and a hustler, and she's a captain of this team as just a sophomore. So I feel like it's, she can be someone that can have an impact on this team coming into this second half.
As the Orange turn it over, yeah, I really appreciated what Coach Jack had to say, because I asked her about Wood in that starting spot where she's been now for the last 5 games. Doesn't always produce a ton of points. She only averages 2.5 on the season, but she was very quick to point out all the things she does well. And don't think I didn't just see what you did there, Dyaisha Fair. How about the dribble between the legs and then back for 3?
Number 14, J.K. Bransford will check in for the Irish.
Dyaisha Fair with the little razzle-dazzle, step back 3, knocks it down.
As going on a bit of a run here in the third.
Yeah, we talked about neither team hitting the 3. They come out, they hit 2 of them. And there you see them passing it to the interior. Wood with the finish. They came out in the second half with some energy and made a little run.
Some energy and, a little razzle-dazzle as well. Thank you, Dyaisha Fair. We appreciate it. And it is a 1-point Syracuse lead after an 8-0 run. Citron now bringing the ball up the floor. No points for Sonia Citron in this game. She's top 10 in the ACC in scoring and second for the Irish, averaging just over 14 per game. Miles did take some contact there. You could see it. Dariana Lewis frustrated. That is her second personal.
Her second team foul, third quarter, number 1.
And in this balanced Syracuse effort, Dariana Lewis, one of those players that hasn't really gotten going yet. No points for her either, and she's had double-doubles in each of the last 2 games. Ebo in some trouble. Turns it over to Fair. It's Fair and Miles. Fair with the flare. Oh, well, that was supposed to be a pass. It nearly went up and over the rim. Instead, it's now Notre Dame ball.
A score with a knack for the rim.
Yes, she can't help it. Miles now with a dozen. Rivalry between these two teams, of course, goes back a long way to their Big East days. It's a heavy Notre Dame advantage, 37-4 overall. The Irish won both games last year. This is the first of 2 meetings this season. Syracuse has won 3 in a row this year in their last 3 games, as Hyman now has 4.
She was also quiet in that first half, so it's nice to see her get the ball to go in the hoop.
KK Bransford has come back in for the Irish. She and Ebo both off the bench and on the floor at the moment. 7 now on the shot clock. Another whipped in pass from Miles. It winds up with Ebo, who's really had difficulty finishing inside. She has 2 on the day. Woolley was looking as she had Wood in front of her, but Westbell did a nice job defensively.
And that is a credit to Syracuse's defense. They've been using their length around the rim. You know, they had 6 blocks in that first half. I'm not sure if they counted that one as a block too. I gotta check it, but they're really playing with their arms and their length without fouling down low.
The Irish only took 2 free throws, made them both in the first half. Miles. Westbell, good idea. Found herself open, takes the 3. And Woolley,
she thought about it.
Not sure what happened back there with Woolley. She's back on her feet, got tangled up. Hope you're ready. Dyaisha Fair is going to give you the ball. And then Wood after some good team passing from the Orange. 38-38. Ebo and the Irish trying to break that tie. They can't, but they will keep possession. Number 7, Notre Dame having a tough time staying out in front of this tough Syracuse Orange team.
On an urgent fans
Irish late in the year for the second semester, and a dozen points in this game already for Olivia.
I imagine that has to be cool for Prosper, having somebody else to kind of mentor her through that process that knows what it's like.
Yeah, no doubt. And Olivia has talked about that it was tough when you come into a situation to an established team and you're trying to find your place and you're younger than everybody else and you want to know how to fit in. Miles, Mabrey took her time. Unselfish Irish on that possession. From the ACC logo, Miles gets her own rebound. And it's a jump ball. It'll be Syracuse possession.
I'm surprised Notre Dame came up empty in that possession. They had a few different good opportunities to try to get a basket.
And certainly you do give the Syracuse defense some credit on that. They hustled back what looked like it was going to be a wide open break, and an automatic 2 points for Notre Dame didn't turn out that way. Good look inside on this end as Dariana Lewis has her first points of the game.
Just a bullet pass in there with the finish with contact. A nice, passionate play right there. You can see the energy that they got from the N1.
And that's significant because that is the 3rd personal on Maddie Westbeld. So something to keep an eye on as Westbeld has now come off the floor for the Irish. KK Bransford, Dara Mabrey, Ebo and Miles, the 5 on the floor as Mabrey makes it and is fouled.
The give and go, and you know, it's always tempting to try to block that shot from behind, but you don't want to foul the jump shooter. You hear it all the time, and they call it pretty much every time.
Mabrey was having none of that. And the free throw rims out, can't convert the 3-point play. Hyman at the free throw line is too strong. Another big rebound by Ebo. You mentioned that game. She had 19. Woo! Good look by Miles as Bransford is fouled.
Again, you have Miles on the open floor finding Bransford. She just contact on the arm, and she'll head to the free throw line.
Second personal on Woolley. Well, every Thursday night, women's basketball takes over the ACC network. Next week, number 11, NC State hosts Miami at 6 Eastern. Then the rivalry matchup, number 16, Duke, number 22, North Carolina. Should be another good night for women's hoops on ACCN and the ESPN app. One-point game after that free throw by Bransford, one of them anyway, going in. Fair, and there is a foul. That's Miles, her second. Foul's starting to mount up, Jazz. This could be something to watch in terms of how it affects even the tempo of this game.
Yeah, for sure. You know, when fouls come into play, it affects the aggression. Makes you a little more hesitant, a little tentative.
That was a foul on Ebo, her second. Yeah, maybe start second guessing things a little bit, right? And it's never something you want to do. Woolley had it taken away. Miles picked the pocket. Miles and Mabrey on the break. Done. Three-point Irish lead. You can hear the communication. Ebo calling things out from the center of the floor. A lot of work this week on the defense, but Syracuse found the opening.
Beautiful thread the needle pass. Just barely got that through there, but it was a great finish.
Fair, and Wood has 6 points. Fair finding her on that bucket. Speaking of buckets, Miles also has 6 in this quarter.
She has been so steady in this game. Hasn't had to force anything, just seeing her opportunities and taking them.
Miles defending Hyman, and it's another steal. Bransford speeding up to Miles, who finishes.
It's a couple transition scores in a row. Syracuse a little, disoriented on offense. You get a turnover, and then you don't quite get back defensively the way you have been all game.
Under a minute to play in the third quarter. The Irish up 5. That was their lead at the half. They've made their last 4 buckets. Offensive rebound will give the Orange another opportunity. Fair from 3. Yes!
You love to see a 3-point made off of an offensive rebound.
Oh, and Sonia Citron has her first points, and they come from 3. Right back at you. Fair thought about it again, does take it. And Mabrey stood her ground. Mabrey knows a little something about what three-point shooters like and don't like. But Dyaisha Fair trying to keep her team in it at home. She's trying to light it up and get her dad to get on his feet in the stands. That'll do, but it's a 5-point Irish lead. Dogs. And bring on the fourth quarter from the JMA Wireless Dome. 5-point Irish lead. Number 7, Notre Dame and Syracuse, both in search of what would be their 5th ACC win of the season, trying to stay with Duke up at the top. And Louisville also picking up a big win down in Tallahassee earlier today, knocking off Florida State. Miles, boy, she continues to just make it automatic.
I feel like that's the exact shot we just saw in the third quarter a couple minutes ago. You know, she's just so comfortable. I would like to see Syracuse maybe try to disrupt her, take her out of her rhythm a little bit.
Yeah, she's feeling good. 20 points for Miles, 10 of 13 from the floor. Trying to help the Irish extend their lead. Mabrey around and out. Her three-point struggles continue. Mabrey normally so reliable from three. 1 of 7 in the game from downtown. Hyman. Miles. Well, that was definitely a tougher shot. She still almost made it. And Bransford picks up the ball and gets the putback. This is a danger zone, isn't it, Jazz, right now for Syracuse, because they have kept it close this entire game. They've either been out in front or close, and now Notre Dame at the danger, really, of maybe pulling away.
It really is, and I want to say it's the transition defense. They had an emphasis on it. You could see that they were trying to get back for majority of the game and protect the paint first, and they need to get back to that, especially when the ball's not going in.
Couple of tough contested shots to start this fourth quarter for Syracuse. The Orange have yet to score in the quarter. Miles, she could have had that if she wanted it. Nobody came with her to the free throw line. Citron makes the three. Boy, the three-point shot was not falling in the first half, but Notre Dame in particular has picked it up in the second so far. And as the Irish extend their lead to a dozen, Syracuse trying to get some things figured out in the fourth.
New customers get our best deals on all smartphones.
That's right. But what if I'm already a customer?
A bit better in the second half, certainly than we saw in the first half. That has helped Notre Dame on this run. See what the Orange come up with out of the timeout. Still yet to score in this quarter. Woolley changes that. Miles. Mabrey inside to Ebo. Yes.
It's a great offensive possession. I think 4 people touched the ball. It just moved around, got it inside. Nice, easy. Just lay and finish down low for Ebo.
Fair has had some success when she's launched a three-point shot. Not that attempt. Fair 2 of 6 from 3 for the game, but then a quick look down the floor, and Citron puts it away.
Syracuse would really need to lock in on the defensive end right now. Yes, they need to put points on the board, but they need to get bodies on bodies, lock back into their defensive game plan. Just be solid.
Rice left open. Good patience. She's got 8 in the game.
And if they can get stops, I mean, they've scored back-to-back possessions. So if they can score, if they can get stops on the defensive end, they'll put themselves back in the ballgame.
I think you're exactly right, though. Miles can have her way against a lot of teams, but you've got to make her work. And she finds a way to get it through. It is out of bounds. It'll stay with Notre Dame, but you got to at least make it difficult for her.
You know, when they make it difficult, she comes up with a pass like that. You know,
she does. Yes, but you have to keep trying, right? I know. Yeah. 9 on the shot clock. Miles has 20, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. Mabrey tapped around. Citron, the player to wind up with it, and it's taken away. I think there was a kick or a step out of bounds. Let's see exactly what the call is. Great effort defensively, though. Oh, Looks like both things actually happened. So you love the effort from Elena Rice, but it is, I believe, out of bounds. And so it'll be Notre Dame ball. Well, that's what you want to see, though, isn't it, Jazz? I mean, you want to see that kind of effort when you know that's an area you need to pick it up a little bit.
Yes, the urgency, just seeing that you recognize what's happening in the game. You understand that with 5 minutes left, you're going to need to amp up your defense, try to be more disruptive, maybe come away with some steals, but for sure not give up any more offensive rebounds to Notre Dame.
Officials making sure the shot clock was where it needed to be. It's at 10 now for Miles and Notre Dame. Citron up high, and it is tapped away. Another good hand moment defensively for Syracuse. That time it was Asia Strong. 5 to shoot as Notre Dame will inbound. Finds Mabrey in the corner. That's what she needs to see.
You know, the easy wide open ones aren't going in, but the shot clock running down clutch ones are money.
Give Mabrey a little pressure and she's going to pay off. And speaking of payoff, Strong got the good look inside and one opportunity coming.
Her first.
Syracuse is really doing some nice things on offense and just got to stay with it. Stay with it. Here they get the and one, put the free throw in, go back on defense, get a stop. They're still right in this game.
Three-point play, Asia Strong.
Strong does convert the three-point play. She has 11 in the game.
You see Woolley at the top of that pressure, which is something that she does for this Syracuse team. She is the defensive leader and captain. So as we talked about, trying to see them get more disruptive, she's going to lead that.
It was a good possession, Jazz, but that is a heartbreaker. And Mabrey's now hit back-to-back triples. With the shot clock running down, let me add.
Yeah, she's not as cold anymore as she came into this game. She heated up a little bit today.
Yeah, she saw that one go in, and then shot clock running down, said, let me have another. Mine was good. So back-to-back triples from Mabrey, keeping Notre Dame comfortably in front at the moment by 15. Fair escaped. Six on the shot clock for Fair. Keeps it, now gets it over to Woolley. Wants the 3 points on the possession, won't get it. And that is bounced. I think Olivia Miles, maybe they're saying, had it when it bounced out of bounds, so it'll stay with Syracuse. Syracuse has won 3 in a row coming into this contest. Knew this was going to be a big challenge, along with a tremendous opportunity, taking on a top 10 team. But right now they have their work cut out for them, as it's really been almost all Irish. Notre Dame outscoring Syracuse in the fourth quarter 17-7. Miles to Mabrey. Woolley. Last possession, Jazz, we saw Dyaisha Fair very consciously pass it over to Woolley for the 3. This time she takes it. Does not get it to go, but offensive rebound. Strong will give him another chance, but there's enough time they don't have to look for 3 all the time, right? Might still want some of these good drives to the basket like that.
Exactly. They do not have to look for 3s. They just need to look for their best shot.
Well, they're trying to give it their best shot. Hang with Notre Dame, but time running out. Under 3 to go in this one. Coming your way, they'll get you caught up on all the women's basketball you may have missed. That's Thursday nights after our women's basketball doubleheader here on ACCN.
The time is definitely on Notre Dame's side. You see them taking their time, and it ends with a triple for Olivia Miles, who now has 23.
She has been there from the beginning in this one, bringing whatever her team needs, and Syracuse trying to play catch up. Woolley had success driving on the last possession.
Extending their pressure full court, which is what you would expect to see right now.
10-second violation.
And Syracuse trying to make a push, and there is a 10-second violation. Didn't get it over half court.
In for Syracuse, replacing Cairo Wood.
So Syracuse will take what they can get.
For the Fighting Irish,
A couple of subs made by both teams. Hassan Prosper.
Dara Mabrey.
Another early enrollee we talked about, Olivia Miles, coming back to the site of her first ever collegiate game, as she was Notre Dame's first ever early enrollee. Prosper out of Canada, just joining the team for this semester the other. Strong move.
Dyaisha Strong with a Syracuse field goal.
To get the points, can you get the stop? Miles with a season high in points was looking for Prosper on that play. There is a foul.
Foul number 33.
It's not going to go against Notre Dame, against Lauren Ebo, her third.
Her third, team foul number 3.
.23 points in the game for Olivia Miles. And because I know you're
on 11 of
6 rebounds, 6 assists.
On 11 of 15 shooting. Extremely efficient.
All the numbers important. That shot affected a bit on its way in. Looks like that 3-game winning streak for Syracuse is going to come to an end against number 7 today. But the Orange were in this one really for every quarter, Jazz, but this one. Notre Dame had that 10-0 run, which started right toward the end of the third quarter and started this fourth quarter and just made it really hard for Syracuse to come back from that.
Yeah, the game just got away from them a little bit, and like you said, it was just hard for them to string together some stops and scores to close that gap.
Bransford. Well, if there was a message for Notre Dame to take their time here with the lead, it didn't get through to KK Bransford. She had a chance on the break, and she scored, but this is not what you want to see. Elena Rice down for Syracuse. Player who won the hard hat in the last game for the Orange, their win at Boston College. Does a lot of those hard-working little things for this team and is back, but gingerly to her feet.
Ooh. She just stepped on her foot. I'm not really sure, but I hope that she is okay. Like you said, you never want to see it, especially not at the end of a game.
Well, as she is helped off there, this will certainly be the end of her night, but only 24 seconds left, and hopefully she will be able to get back, because the Orange are going to hit the road for their next couple, go to Georgia Tech and then to Duke for their next 2 games. And Notre Dame, meanwhile, after what was a disappointing loss a week ago on the road at North Carolina, they said, Jazz, that they learned from it. They got better for it. They beat Wake Forest 86-47 on Thursday. And today, a little lower scoring, but they still get the job done. Notre Dame improving to 5-1 in ACC play as the final score 72-56.
Syracuse 56.
It was a great matchup. It was a good game for 3 of the quarters, but Notre Dame finishes strong, and they come away with this win on the season.
So number 7, Notre Dame victorious on the road. It was Doggy Day.